Hey guys, so I wanted to share this sort of story. So this is kind of just my worst experience at a boarding barn, we'll call it. And how this guy, the barn owner, tried to essentially steal Rebel, Montana, and Dakota. So here we go. Alright, so basically what happened is we had to switch barns on really short notice because Rebel was jumping fences and I don't know why. I think he was really unhappy where he was. And the barn wasn't that great anyway, the owner basically stuck him in a stall and said, you have to move him, we can't keep him here anymore. So we picked basically the first barn we found because it was really the only one we found. And so first off, I was put off by this barn because they had tiny little pastures, and they didn't have any run-ins, and they put their horses in like constantly. We didn't know this at the time, but we knew they wouldn't do field board. And like I said, they didn't have any run-ins, which like wasn't something that really occurred to me until after the fact, but you know. Anyway, we kept him there for a while. And as time went on, it just kind of got more and more like, okay, I really don't like these people. Like the owner, he thought he was the shit basically, and he thought he knew everything about horses. And this one time a horse got loose because a kid fell off the horse, and he was like, the horse was running around, it was a thoroughbred or whatever, and it was excited because I guess she hadn't gotten much exercise or something. Anyway, so the horse is running around, he's chasing it with he grabs a pole and starts chasing the horse around trying to get it to stop. It's like, how is that gonna work? But anyway, you know, he knows nothing about horses. And also, when I was trailering Rebel to a show, he basically, like, Rebel wouldn't go in, he didn't like the ramp. And so what happened was, we got him in to go to the show, and on the way back, he didn't want to go in. So the freaking idiot, he grabs a rope and goes behind Rebel, and it's like, Rebel just does not like pressure on him from behind. Like, he won't let anybody but me near him with a whip at all, so it's like he really was not happy about that, and it just made him worse. And so basically the guy thinks he can wrap the rope around himself, you know, the lead rope. It's like, Rebel is a 1,200-pound horse who is half Clydesdale. Do you really think you can overpower him? Because he doesn't want to go in. But anyway, so those were a couple things where I was like, okay, yeah, this guy knows shit about horses. Anyway, so the worst thing that happened was, after Rebel had his bone cyst surgery, which, I don't know if all you guys know about that, but he had his bone cyst surgery, and so he had to be on stall rest for 2 weeks, and so that was sucked. But, yeah, so after that, he was put out in a round pen because he had to be just, you know, he got so much time of turnout every day and all that. And so apparently, and I never saw this happen, but apparently he was running around in the round pen and causing trouble. And so what they did, and it specifically said on the instructions not to do this, they put him out in the pasture with the horses he was out with before, and that was kind of like, I just lost it. That was the final straw for me. It was like, you know, you can't do this because he's just fucking, he will, you know, you don't do that. You don't do that because it could ruin his surgery. It could make him worse. He could end up like, can you imagine if that happened and, like, I don't know, a horse kicked him or something where he had surgery? Anyway, so they did that, and I was just kind of like, that was the final straw. I was like, yeah, we can't keep him here. This is just, I've had it. So anyway, I put him in his stall, and I was just like, yeah, you know, we'll just keep him in here because, you know, this isn't working. You can't keep him in here in this pasture because he's going to hurt himself. And so here's the thing. They had the audacity, ooh, fancy word today. Anyway, no, they had the audacity to say, well, the vet told us to do that it was better for him. The instructions specifically said, do not put him out with other horses. And so the vet, my mom talked to the vet. The vet didn't say anything like that. The vet did not say, you know, put him out with other horses if it keeps him calmer. Because, you know, the instructions said don't. And the vet is not going to go against what the expert surgeons and everything said. So the vet said nothing about that, but they kept trying to pretend that they did. So anyway, we found like another barn really quick. It wasn't a great barn, you know, tiny little pastures, mud, all that stuff still. But it was at least like they were willing to, you know, make special accommodations for Rebel while he was recovering. So anyway, I left him in a stall that night, the night after we found out about them doing that with this putting him out in the pasture. But so we found another barn that night, and we arranged to have him moved. Like I think it was like 2 days later. It was really fast. And so what happened is I went back to that barn, and they were like, the trainer, who I'd always like, I didn't think she was like the greatest trainer ever, but like I thought she was nice enough and all that. So anyway, after that, I went back to the barn the next day or whatever to see Rebel, and it was like, she came up to me, she said, oh, you know, the vet told us to do that, blah, blah, and I was like, well, my mom talked to the vet, and this is like, don't get me wrong, I do not stand up for myself, like, but like, I just had it, and this is like the one time I've stood up for myself against this kind of thing, because it was like, you know, Rebel is not, he just, you know, you can't do that, you're gonna hurt my horse, basically, and it was like, I went into total, like, mother bear mode, if you want to call it that, because it was like, yeah, no, you don't fuck with my horse. Anyway, so the trainer was like saying basically the same thing the owner said, and like, oh, you know, he was calmer in there, and the vet said too, and I was like, well, my mom talked to the vet last night, and the vet said nothing like that, and she was just kind of like, I don't think she expected us to talk to the vet. You could tell by her face, she was like, wow, I wasn't expecting this. And so anyway, like, okay, well, we're moving him tomorrow, so, you know, and yeah. So she was like, oh, you can't do that, you have to give us 30 days notice. And I was like, what? And I was like, oh, you have to give us 30 days notice. And so whatever, I got mad, and I went into the stall with Rebel and everything. And so here's the thing, I had my headphones in, well, one headphone, because I always have one headphone in and one out so I can hear what's going on and whatever. And so then the owner comes barging up to the stall, and he's like, you can't do this, you're so rude, oh my god, he like flipping out on me. And like, at the time, I'm 17, I'm not legally, like, and I don't pay the board or anything, my parents do, but it's like, you know, you can't be talking to like a teenager like this, because first of all, I don't even pay the board. Like, technically, yes, he's my horse, I bought him, but I don't pay the board or anything, and I'm under 18 at the time, so, you know, I don't know, but like, you just, I don't know, there's something that just rubs me the wrong way about that. In addition to just the fact that he's screaming at me. And so then he like flips out on me. I call my mom, who's working at the time, and she's like, she sends my dad over to talk to him. The owner leaves by then, and it's like, anyway, basically what happened was we found out we had to give 30 days notice, blah blah blah. So my parents were like, oh, we'll just pay him and everything. And so the next day we got the trailer and everything. So we went a little bit early to get all his tack and everything, and we put all that in the trunk of my dad's car. My mom didn't come with because she was working. Anyway, so here's where it gets interesting, where he tries to steal my horse and donkeys. I was walking Rebel out in the outdoor because, you know, he needed exercise, like 15 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever he was up to at that point, a day after surgery. So yeah, so I was walking Rebel around, you know, just fine. Everything was loaded up, and then all of a sudden he comes running out of the, well, not running because he was like obese, but anyway, comes walking out of the office, barn office thing. And so basically what happens is I tensed up immediately. I was like, oh god, what's gonna happen? But anyway, so he was talking to my dad, and then all of a sudden he just screams at my dad, and I'm talking scream, like I heard it from really far away. And it was like, so eventually he went back in the office, and I came out, and I took Rebel out of the outdoor and put him back in. They actually, after that, they moved him into an actual pasture that he needed to be in, a little pasture. And so anyway, did that. And then he came back out when I was after I walked over to my dad, and was like, oh my god, what just happened? Anyway, I didn't say that, but then he comes walking back out, and he's like, you're not moving these horses, you're not taking them, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, so I was like freaking out at that point. I was pissed off, I was panicking, and so I got in the car, and I was just like sitting there ignoring him, because I couldn't stand to, because like, okay, I can't lose my temper, I'm just gonna make things worse. And he's like, oh, you know, I have video of your horse freaking out and damaging my round pen on, it's on my trainer's phone. And it's like, In my head, I'm like, yeah, that's convenient, isn't it? But he's trying to provoke me into a fight, which is like, again, I'm 17 at the time. Like, you don't fucking do that with a teenager. Like, you don't go after a teenager. You don't go after somebody who's giving you money to board there or anything. And, anyway. So that was the whole thing. The police eventually got called, actually, because he was trying to he was saying, like, oh, you're not moving them, all that stuff. So the police got called. And the police officer came, and he was all like, oh, you know, what's going on here, blah, blah. And so my dad explained and everything, and, oh, apparently my dad was like, or the guy was like, I'm gonna call the police on you, and my dad was like, go ahead, and he's like, don't tell me what to do. But, apparently that happened, but, so the police came and all that, and we explained the situation, and it was like, oh, I'm not letting him take them, you know, they're livestock, I can just, you know, just saying, like, he's gonna take them, and that they're livestock, and that we can't take them because they're on his property, and blah, blah. He tried to ask us to leave his property, which, you know, we have a right to be there because our animals are there and everything, and it's like, so by that point, I'm, like, freaking out, and so we end up having to go to the bank, and, like, I'm having a full-on panic attack at that point, and the police is, like, telling my dad, you know, oh, just go and get the money and pay him board in advance, because he didn't even want to let us do that. My dad was, like, trying to do the, oh, you know, we'll pay you when, you know, we'll send it in the mail or whatever, and he wouldn't let us do that. So the police officer was just like, oh, you know, go get the money and pay him and all that. So, oh my god, I'm getting shaky just thinking about this, because it was really, oh my god, I can't even describe it really, because it's like a big guy screaming at us. Anyway, and I'm already terrified of people. Worse now, probably, because of that. But, anyway. Where was I? Oh, yeah, we went to go get the money and everything, but, like, I was freaking out because the police officer was, like, telling my dad, you know, oh, go, blah, blah, and I'm, like, freaking out in the backseat, like, almost crying, because I'm having a panic attack, because I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna hurt them, he's gonna take them, oh my god. And so we go to the bank and get the money and all that, and, you know, eventually, like, my dad went in, paid the guy, and, got a note basically saying, you know, oh, you paid the month in advance or whatever. And so we finally got the trailer showed up like a little bit after that, and we got them loaded up. And so yeah, that was, and apparently I found out after this happened that the guy was like talking shit about me, which is like, again, I am 17 at the time. Like, I'm a teenager, and he's like, well, I don't know, 30 something. Like, who does this? What grown man does that? What grown any person does that? So yeah, he's like, apparently he talked to my dad, and the point where I said I had my headphones in, and he came up to the stall and was like yelling at me, calling me rude and everything. And apparently he told my dad that I walked away from him and I put my headphones in, walked away from him while he was talking to me, which did not happen at all. He wasn't even talking to me, he was screaming at me, and I didn't exactly have time to react and take my headphones out before he left. So he came up to the stall, started screaming at me, then left. So it's like, that's a complete bullshit lie that he's telling. And then apparently he also said something about how I was, said something to my dad about like, oh, you know, you're perfect little princess, and you think she's right about everything, but I'm like, dude, you know nothing about my life. Like, oh my god, you were so lucky I did not hear you call me a princess, because I would have flipped some shit. I would have flipped the fuck out, because nobody calls me a princess. I don't care who you are. Anyway, it's like, that pissed me off so much. And guy, he was just, I don't know. Anyway, I guess that's pretty much the story. So yeah, really dramatic and overblown, and this guy seriously obviously has issues, and should not be around animals at all, honestly. And I'm actually only telling you guys this now because I've actually moved states now, and I'm not, because like seriously, he knew where Rebel was when I moved to Barnes, or he knew the town. So it's like, I didn't want to post this video I didn't want to post a video like this because honestly I was scared that he was like gonna come after Rebel, which may be unfounded, but honestly the way this guy acted, I wouldn't be surprised. But anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much the most dramatic thing that has ever happened with Rebel at a barn. It's not an exaggeration at all, which is the scary part, which is like people like this are around animals and they're owning barns and all this stuff. But so